Welcome to r/entitled people, where we share stories from your lives about people who think the rules don't apply to them, and they should get what they want. Thank you, friends, for subscribing to the channel, and for so many likes. And today we have 3 great stories, so subscribe, hit the like button, and let's begin. The first story. F&B accuses me of stealing booze. Turns out they set me up and tried to get me fired. The second story. Manager keeps composure despite confrontation with the most difficult customer yet. The third story. Breaking free. How I quit my toxic job and left the incompetent management in disarray. The first story is, I was set up by my colleagues and almost fired. I've been out of the hotel game for many years. I even managed to escape the hospitality industry for a while, but I somehow got sucked back in. However, only this time I now sell delicious beer, and can honestly say that I haven't had to deal with a painful guest for a long time. This story happened around 10 years ago, so I've been holding on to it for a while, and I haven't had any contact with the scumbags in the story for around 8 years, so I feel like I can share it without it getting back to them, as I'm sure ex-colleagues are on here. So, backstory. I was working in a smallish boutique hotel in a large major city in Australia as a bartender. I had just returned from an extended European trip, and my best mate lined me up a job at this hotel, as he was in F&B as a supervisor. We had lived together in Italy, and worked together for many years before, so he put in a good word and I got the job with no interview. It was only supposed to be a short-term gig while I sort out my life. Yeah, I'm still trying to sort that out. I had heaps of F&B experience, but no front office experience. However, not long after working in the bar, and room service, functions, restaurant, etc., the FOM approached me and asked if I had ever considered working at FO. At the time, I wasn't too keen, as I didn't see myself staying for too long. Anyway, he was moving on, and one of the duty managers, who I was very good friends with, was going to take his position. Once my friend Penny became FO, she asked me again to join her team. I suppose she saw something in me. Before long, I was a DM, which, as you all know, involves a lot more than just looking after FO. Because I had worked in F&B before moving over, I knew how everything worked, and how unorganized everything was. I was well versed in all aspects of the F&B department, and honestly had more experience than the F&B managers and supervisors. I also had a lot of friends in that department, which made my life easier. If I needed F&B to help me out with a difficult guest, all I had to do was ask, and vice versa. We looked out for each other, and enjoyed each other's company outside of work too. It was a great time in my life, but I also had a few enemies, but I had no idea why they didn't like me. Maybe because they never got asked to move to FO. It's the only thing I can think of. So one extremely busy Saturday night, we're overbooked. There's a wedding on in our large outdoor marquee. The restaurant is packed. Room service is going nuts. Everybody wants a taxi. We have 60 arrivals. A big number for 2 of us on top of everything else. The reservations team don't work weekends, so I'm dealing with phone reservations. A bridesmaid's shoe is broken, so they have asked me to fix it. Room 1108 balcony door is jammed. 4209 asked for an extra sofa bed. You get the idea. I get a call from the F&B supervisor, Natalie, asking if I can go to the liquor store room in our car park and get a box of house red for the wedding tables, because they forgot. Did I mention how organized they are? Sure, I say, and off I go. I get a case of red and bring it to Natalie. She grunts something which I think was a thank you, and I return to the SH show. The weekend goes well. I have Monday off, so I head out after work on Sunday with the guys and girls from F&B for a few too many beers. I get a call from my FOM, Penny, around 10 a.m. on Monday morning, and I'm hungover AF. Penny: Hi Jorge, sorry to wake you. Just quickly, did you go to the storeroom on Saturday night? Me: Hey P, yeah, I got a case of house red. Why? What's wrong? Penny: And that's all you got? Nothing else? Me: Of course, you can check the cameras in the stock logbook. Penny: I thought so. All good. Don't worry, I'll sort it out. So now I'm worried. I get a weird feeling in my gut and feel nauseous. Maybe it's the hangover, but I know something strange is going on. I call Penny an hour or so later, and she tells me that in the morning meeting in front of all the department heads, Natalie brings up a situation that a box of tequila has gone missing over the weekend. And her, along with the sherry, the store's manager, who was ex-F&B and also an enemy of mine, has pinned it on me. She's saying that I must have taken it while I collected the red wine on Saturday night. So now all of the managers think that I am a thief. My manager sticks up for me, but the accusation has already been made. I'm asked to come in later that afternoon for a meeting with the GM, my FOM, F&B manager, and Natalie. An hour drive in. I am SHing myself the whole way there. I know I'm innocent. There's cameras all over the place, but I know someone is trying to set me up. The GM asks me what I took. I tell him a case of red, which Natalie could have very easily got it herself, but I don't mind helping out. He doesn't believe me, I can tell. He explains that theft is a serious issue, a sackable offense, and gives me one last chance to explain why a box of tequila is missing. We go round in circles. I ask if they checked the cameras in the storeroom, but I'm told they weren't working. They claim that I took a box of tequila and must have put it in my car, which was in the car park. I mean, it's doable, but it didn't happen. With no actual evidence of me taking the booze or not, it was now a case of he said, she said. I'm given a serious warning and told that I'm on very thin ice. Penny had my back the whole time and knew something strange was going on. So what happened? Months down the track, it comes to light that Sherry was stealing booze. Lots of it. The stock count was always way off, but she was fudging the numbers. She was putting a bottle or two in her bag all the time. Her drink of choice was tequila, and she had to find out a way of hiding her theft, so she pinned it on me. The security camera in the storeroom did work, it was just unplugged. Natalie and Sherry were best friends, so I can only assume they were both in on it. I was given an apology. Sherry and Natalie were fired. I ended up becoming FOM, as Penny moved on and I was her first choice. And I nailed it. For 3 years I ran that department and had a great time. Unfortunately, I was screwed over again, but this time the sleazy GM and the sales manager. Maybe a story for another time. The second story is just a MF. Never lost my SH with a customer. Honestly, in 28 years, I can say I've kept my cool with some of the biggest D's this industry has thrown at me, until tonight. Busy night. The book's full. The restaurant's full. Has been all day. Booking of 7 comes in. They haven't requested any tables in particular, and as we're quite small, we try to utilize the space as well as we can. They're shown to the table, and straight away the woman says she wants to move, as she's situated next to the toilet door. She's not. I go over to speak with her, and she tells me she's not happy sitting next to the toilet. I explain that this is a door that leads to 2 flights of stairs to a separate bar, and that toilets are in that area and not right next to where she's sat. She accepts this and seems fine. I hear her shouting at a colleague, demanding to speak to me again. I go back, she's bawling again that she wants moved because of the toilet non-situation. I offer her a table in the middle of the restaurant, which she refuses. I explain that I have tables on the mezzanine, but as she's expecting elderly guests that it might not be appropriate for her. Then comes this SH. I want to know what you're going to do to make this better. At this point, her grown children have opened the menus out of full and are hiding themselves behind them while her husband is saying, maybe you should just sit down and chill. I'm sorry you made no specific seating requests when you booked, and as the other tables that are in this evening are already dining, I'm not in a position to move you other than to the tables previously mentioned. You have been allocated a table that is suitable for your needs. And as you're unhappy, you've also been offered a solution, which you are also unhappy with. The problem lies not with me now, but with you, and perhaps you may be best suited to finding somewhere else to dine this evening. But I have guests, to which I reply, yes, and so do I, while gesturing to the full restaurant. Fine, I'll take the table in the middle. I make a decision at this point that owing to the confrontation, I'm going to delegate the table to a colleague. My presence at the table is now going to be a red rag to a bull. I don't want to F her night up. I just want to complete a trouble-free day with a smile on my face. Walk-in inquiry. The guy holds the door open while asking about a table. She shouts at him to shut the bloody door. He tells her, I don't know whether I'm going or staying yet, and don't shout at me, you effing clown. A colleague jumps in here and asks the guy not to talk to customers like that. He apologizes to my colleague and leaves. Mother effer then runs down to the bathroom, feigning some form of anguish. Female colleague follows and asks if everything okay, and is told to go away. I keep away from the table, but still attend to tables around it, speaking to and having a laugh with all tables. She's about to leave and has told a colleague that she was threatened by the female colleague, and that the way I spoke to her was disgraceful, and that she wouldn't be leaving a tip. While this is happening, her husband is at the till handing me money, while whispering, I'm really sorry. Thanks for everything. Here's a tip. I know she won't leave a thing. Now she's left an SH Facebook review saying that the staff are aggressive, and the kitchen is dirty. It's not, and F knows how she came up with that. And she won't be setting foot back on the premises again. Throughout the evening, I've been in contact with the owner, giving him updates regarding this woman. He has left an amazing response and has my back fully on it. I still managed to leave with a smile on my face, but this MF was just an MF. And the last story is, I quit my job today. Background: SRE who's done IT for a living long enough that it's a hobby now too. So that role as well at a medium-sized company. Worked there for 2 years. Sadly watched the owner's son rise through the ranks. My coworker of 7 years starts to have to work with him and quits. My boss starts to have to work with him, he quits. The devs, they all have to work with him. They each quit. So I do 110%, and I'm a 5-star employee. I have over 20 years of experience. I treat people very well. I'm that one guy who will help you change your password tirelessly and without judgment, cheerfully making fun of the operating system and our security system to overlook the fact that you forgot your password. When this really isn't even my job, but I do it with a smile, and I have a wall of appreciation. Cards people mail me that I put up, to show that this isn't a thankless job. I've won Employee of the Month. I've saved our bacon reverse engineering systems that have no documentation, and are very, very unusual, and kept our site running, kept our product moving. Dude doesn't even know what my job entails, but because I haven't been attending his compulsory meetings every day at the butt crack of dawn, he's writing me up, with HR present for poor performance. When I just finished a project even the devs couldn't fix, and it's their job. I should get a bonus, but I'm getting this? Yeah, no, I quit. And the dude smiled. He covered it up, but that's sick F. Stop the steal, back the blue, anti-mask, anti-vax, his whole family is rich. He fails up, blah blah. Every stereotype, and I've seen this coming a mile away. They lost my loyalty over Christmas when at the last minute, they made Christmas Eve no longer a paid holiday, and they required everyone to come in, with 1 day of notice. Our HR guy walked the F right out, and then they covered that up and said he got COVID. Begged for him to come back in, and they just sort of kept a lid on it. Except I watched this whole thing. His office was next to mine. Whatever. Then they required everyone come to a nice maskless COVID party on live web stream, so our customers could see us so happy, and it was the only way they were giving us our bonus this year, if you showed up. I have pneumonia at the time, so I had an out. Or maybe it was COVID. Who knows? I tested positive but had all the symptoms. Huh? Point is, this company has the worst possible decisions, and gets their A saved by great people. Over and over and over again. They're about to lose a great employee, and they'll just pivot it and say it was my bad attitude and refusal to work with them and blah blah. Never mind that he has no management experience, and sure as F doesn't have what it takes to be a director. Sorry, but helicopter managing is not managing efficiently. It was cool though. I mopped the floor with them because the owner's son is not that bright, and the HR guy was brand new and totally didn't know what to say. He's all, "This isn't personal." And I said, "Excuse me, but this is extremely personal. This is as personal as it can get. This is about my person, and the things you think I do, and the poor job you feel I've done, and the rules you now want me to go by or else lose my job. That is the definition of it being personal. Unless this is about you? Duh, deer in headlights. There's still no documentation, and I'm the only one who knows how all their technical systems work. I was on call 24/7, and had to fix so much broken stuff put in by so many people previously. All in a day's work for this kind of job, but someone having to come in there and fix it without even knowing what I know? Nah, the site'll be down. I'll set up a ping monitor of my own and have it text me the day it happens. We'll pop a cork in some champagne. You guys did this to yourself. Nepotistic selfish Fs. I hope you love these stories. Subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching and have a good day.